So as you can see, we decaled this bad boy, all the text, all the logos, the stuff at the top, and all the blue at the bottom. So then it is almost getting into partial wrap territory because it's a large area. We had to print it on wrap. That was the only way to get it around that track and the tail light and all stuff like that. You know, without cursing and sweating for twice as long as necessary. For some bizarre reason, my designer printed it in pieces, even the little blue stripe above and below the big blue. But, you know, whatever, we worked around that. That's not usually how you want. You want as many things as should go together and can go together. They should be printed together. No more extra measuring on the installer's part. Sometimes it's a little weird, but even then, the installer could cut it apart. And this isn't saving space to break it apart. Now the big blue stripe had a couple seams, left to right and up to down. So the left to right seam would have just been a regular installer would have been like, cool, slap them together, make the pixels line up. But I thought, why do that when there's this beautiful opportunity to tile it together creatively regarding that little sort of pixelated design in the background of the wrap, which I will zoom in on for you. To the left, you have the underpiece that has already been applied to the vehicle, and to the right, you have the tile piece that is going over top. And I simply took a knife and maybe a ruler and trimmed out that funny little shape to be the simplest and least lift risk shape, but also the best camouflage to just kind of lay over that bottom piece. And once I had that trimmed out, the green tape to the left, I fit it in so that it matches the shape of that left piece, so that when I lift up the left piece, I can see exactly where it will lie when you go to trim the bottom piece, which is in the next picture. When you lift up the right piece, you can see that, first of all, the left piece needed quite a bit of tile, like 1.5 inches or more, but also I went ahead and hand trimmed a nice little 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch layover, so that when you apply the right, it will lay over the left nice, and that gives it a nice bond because you don't want a tile to separate or lift. And if you got vinyl and vinyl, it will last a long time. With the right piece still needs to be applied, but the left piece, you can just go ahead and apply the right over the left now because the left piece is down and it's trimmed and it's clean right to where it's going to lay over. That's where the regular tile line would have been on the up-down tile for the driver's side. The pattern actually just lets me cut straight to the lines in the pattern on this one. So that's what I did, and then I would have set it up the same way. I also would sketch this out with like a white grease pencil, a Stabilo, before I tape it off and trim it or anything, right? And then I can lift it up, see where that trace line is, like, ooh, if I trim there, maybe it won't work, or something like that. You can see where the pattern would line up, or where the, with the 1/4 inch tile allowance. That's me peeling back the trimmed off part, and then also a picture of the tile up close. That one looks a little more cohesive. It's maybe hard to see, but you can see 2 parallel lines going down almost the middle of the picture there. I think it looks good, especially considering that recess I had to lay into and make it all line up anyway. But I did it. Cool beans.